Good morning, everyone. Hope you're doing well today. Really, really well. What are we today? Third day of December. Unbelievable how time flies this year. It's been one hell of a quick year, I'll tell you that. Hope you started off the week really, really well. Just like to continue with our weekly 30 questions in 30 minutes. Is a quick deep dive in anything to do with health and wellness. So if you do have a question that you would like me to answer live, if you can pop it in the chat box and tag my name, it will pop up and let me know that you have asked the question. Hey Levi, how are you, dude? Good to see you, mate. Yeah, ask a question and I'm happy to answer it even now, or I'll get to it later on and send you a DM, and hopefully we'll cover the topic today. But there's some festive questions in here, which is really good. It's actually probably a really good Q&A to do before the end of the year comes and everyone's preparing for the holiday break, where we're going to be eating tons and tons of high calorie meals. Good morning, Sean. How are you, brother? It's good to see you, my man. I'm just going to give it one more minute and then I'll get started with all of the questions and we'll go from there. Yeah, as I said, if you do have a question, please pop it in the chat box and tag my name so it pops up, because I do. Hey, Maxi. Hey, Teza. Hey, Dorian. How are you guys? It'll let me know that the question's popped up and I'll be able to answer it. All right, here we go. Hey, Nene. How are you? All right, cool. Yeah, so no one's all right. How can I stop overeating during the holiday break? The best thing to do is prioritize your protein. Okay, if you prioritize your protein, you're likely going to be filling yourself up pretty soon. The thing with the holiday break is it's notorious for lots of high calorie junk food and smoked meats and all the good stuff. So if you can prepare yourself beforehand to eat a protein packed meal, it'd be really, really good. Now, what I like to do on Christmas Day is have a really big breakfast, like something like eggs and bacon or protein pancakes or something like that that'll fill me up. So when I do get to the Christmas lunch, I'm not going to go for all the nasty shit straight away. It'll be more likely that I'll be looking for the lower calorie stuff for lunch, and then I'll probably go to town in the afternoon and have most of my calories around then. If you can get out and do a walk before, like on Christmas Day, or go to the gym on Christmas Day. There's usually no one there anyway. It's a good thing to do, and you can be in a bit of a deficit as well, which is really helpful. But Christmas and the holiday period is all about the family stuff, so don't neglect that. Don't neglect the time with your family and friends. Portion control obviously is a good one. Prioritizing lots of veggies and fruits if you can. Salads as well. That'll help you fill yourself up with lots of fiber. But just be mindful over the Christmas period. If you're still keen on keeping your weight off or losing it during the Christmas period, then you're going to be mindful of that and prioritize your protein. What's the healthiest way to sweeten fruit and drinks? Natural sweeteners are really, really good, okay, in terms of low calorie and low calorie return and a lot of sweetness. Okay, we can use those to our heart's content. Depending if you're worried about what's in those things, then don't you stress. Natural honeys and stuff like that are really, really good. Fruits and berries, bananas, things like that are very good for sweetening foods and drinks. Spices like cinnamon and vanilla, they're really, really good. But if you can use something that's very low calorie, that'll give you a return on the sweetness. I use Natvia or stevia a fair bit, or honey to sweeten up a lot of the things I do, or I use maple syrup or something like that. So that's a healthier way of lower caloring your sweet cravings. How do I avoid snacking when working from home? Now, this is a common thing because I actually do work from home, and I make sure that I have a meal schedule. So I'll have my lunch at 11:30, 12 o'clock. I'll have my afternoon tea or whatever, my breakfast at 7 o'clock, my morning tea at 10:30. So I'm on a schedule so I can have it prioritized. And that way I'm trying not to go looking for all the nasty shit. I think that's important. Keeping snacks out of sight that you don't want to eat, portioning those if you do want to eat them, having things like carrots and celery and cucumbers and stuff in the fridge already pre-cut, so you can go grab them as a snack with some hummus. It's a bit better, lower calorie way for doing it. I'm talking to whoever's listening, Hannah. But staying hydrated. Usually, when we're hungry, we're dehydrated. So get some water in first. You'll find if you drink half a liter of water, your cravings will go away. So yeah, just take breaks. Take breaks and make sure that you're not bored eating. If you're bored eating, that's when you generally go for the high calorie stuff. What are some quick healthy breakfast ideas? Okay, I hate this word healthy. What are some quick low calorie breakfast ideas, or what are some quick breakfast fuel ideas that are going to make you bag for a buck for the rest of the day? Oats are great for protein, calories, lower calories, but also good carbs. Overnight oats are great. Like, you can make those 24 or 48 hours in advance. Fruit and nuts, scrambled eggs with avocados on toast, or scrambled eggs with cottage cheese is really, really good. Greek yogurt and some bit of granola and berries are really good. And smoothies, like, you can make tons of different types of smoothies that'll be really low calorie and high protein. It depends what you add into them. How do I stay on track with nutrition while traveling? Cool. Great question. If you can make your meals before you do travel, and have them in an esky, nice and cold. For example, wraps, or a meal like a salad with chicken or something that you can keep cold. It'll definitely benefit you. Take protein bars if you can, nuts and stuff like that, but limit them as well. Jerky is really, really good. Plenty of water and electrolytes in your car. Like, make sure you have plenty of water and electrolytes. Really, really beneficial if you are traveling. If you do pull up to a service station, go for the salad sandwiches or protein bars, or the pork crackle or the beef jerkies and things like that, if you want high protein, lower calorie nutrition while traveling. So just stay away from your shit foods, because you'll tend to eat more of those, because when we're traveling, we're bored, right? It's the same thing as like boredom eating. We're just going to go grab the easy stuff and shove it down our hole. Do I need to take a multivitamin? Okay, not necessarily. It depends if your diet lacks a lot of fruit and veggies. A multivitamin, can't even say it. A multivitamin is like a backup plan, or a reserve on the bench that's just going to come in and take over in case you didn't have enough in fruit and veggies during the day. So you shouldn't have to take a multivitamin, but it's a cool little backup plan just in case you don't. Whole foods will get you enough nutrients during the day that will cover most of your vitamins. If you are lacking in some sort of vitamin D, vitamin A, all that stuff, then maybe you do need one. But I'd consult a physician or something on that to check for any deficiencies. But you don't have to have a multivitamin. It's not going to be a miracle thing that's going to change everything. Just get enough fruit and veggies and you should be sweet. What are good plant-based protein sources? Lentils, chickpeas, black beans are really good, high in fiber, protein. Tofu, edamame beans and things like that are very versatile, nutrient-dense. Quinoa and chia seeds, very, amino acidy, but also lots of protein. Nut seeds and nut butters and stuff like that are really, really good. They're probably really your better sources of plant-based protein sources. Detox diets necessary? No, because we have a liver and kidneys that detox our body naturally. So if you can focus on whole foods and eliminate most of the unprocessed foods, processed foods from your diet, it will support your natural body's detox system. So stay hydrated, eat plenty of fiber, get your digestive health up, save your money. Just most of those detox products are just all bullshit marketing gimmicks, so just stay away from them. Liver and kidneys are nature's detoxification for your body naturally. Can you eat out and still lose weight? Yes, you can. You just have to be mindful of the calories. 2 things you can do: choose the lower calorie options while you're eating out, grilled stuff, steamed stuff over your frieds, or go for a walk, or lower your calories during the day, which is putting yourself into more of a deficit so you can eat the fun stuff out at night and it still stays in with your calorie limits per day. So you can definitely eat out and still lose weight 100%. That's the whole point of living a sustainable life, is to have those moments where you can just go and eat a burger and chips and not worry about it because you've done all the work beforehand. So yeah, if you want to skip dessert and things like that, you're totally fine. How do I deal with weight loss plateau? Okay, generally a plateau means something is not working or you have stopped tracking something. Okay, your metabolism might have caught up, and therefore the calories that you're currently eating are maintaining a weight, and you still need maybe another 5 kilos. Then we have to play around with your calories. The other thing is you might not be tracking your calories properly. You might not be doing your steps. You might not be going to the gym. You might not be getting enough sleep. You might not be getting enough water. So we need to go back to basics and go, okay, the things that work the most for weight loss are being in a deficit, number one, going to the gym, number two, and getting enough steps per day that'll keep you in a calorie deficit. So go back and have a look at the basics. If you're in a plateau, it generally means something's missing. You've stopped doing something. Max, what is the ideal carbohydrate daily intake while in a deficit? Cool. Great question, Maxi. I think about 30% of your daily intake should be carbs. So I like to do 40 for protein, 30 for carbs, and 30 for fats. When you get to your ideal weight loss goal, and then you want to start building muscle, then we can play around with the carbs because we still need it. We'll need a bit more when we start training a little bit harder. But when you're starting out, I would set my my macro percentages as 40 for protein, 30 and 30 for fats and carbs. That should help you get in and stay in a deficit because we want to up our protein intake. We want to get double than what we're normally getting. Hopefully that answers your question, Maxi. Just checking for, hey, Xanthi, hey, Deb, hey, Ash, good morning. How are you guys? What's the best way to start weightlifting? Get in the gym. Stop sitting in the car and procrastinating, number one. Number two, get a program that's ideal for your target, your goal. If it's muscle building, then get a proper program that will be strength training that will increase your muscle mass. If it's weight loss, get a proper program that's going to help you lose weight, but also build a little bit of a frame underneath. Get educated on form. I think that's really, really neglected these days. It's especially in the online world. It's easy for us to give a program to someone and say, hey, go and do this. But if you're not doing it correctly, you could really do yourself a disservice. So if you are on an online program and your coach is in another country, when you go to the gym, ask one of the PTs there. Generally, you'll get a free session with them when you join up. Can you show me the machines, or can you show me all these exercises that I have in my program and how to do form first? Form is king. Form over weights any day of the week. Stop ego lifting would be the next one. Make sure you're lifting at a proper, correct weight to get your reps out. But find something that works for you in terms of a program that you like and enjoy doing, and don't neglect your rest days. Rest days is part of your program. Okay, that's super important. How often should I stretch? Daily if you can, or every second day if you can't do every day. I think it's really important, especially as we get older, because if you don't use it, you'll lose it. You got to remember that. Daily stretching helps increase flexibility, mobility, reduces tension, can help you sleep better, stops having DOMs as long than what we normally do, a couple of days, targets your hips, your hamstrings, your shoulders, all those areas that you're using for big compound lifts. So if you can get those a bit more mobile, it'll definitely benefit you in your lifting career. Consistency matters more than duration when it comes to stretching, okay? So what that means is I'd rather you do 4 10-minute sessions a week than 2 15-minute sessions a week, okay? Consistency is a lot more important than time. How do I train with limited equipment? You have a body that has weight, which is resistance. So just use your body weight if you can't. If you're going away somewhere and you can only do push-ups, squats, planks, pull-ups on a tree or something like that, then do that. If you want to go the next level up, resistance bands are really, really beneficial in terms of providing some form of resistance on top of your body weight. They're very portable and effective, so you can use them anywhere. If you can't do that, water jugs at home can be beneficial, but your body is a weight, so use that, especially if you're a bigger framed person. If you've got, say, 20 or 30 kilos to lose, I'd much rather you walk and do body weight stuff to start with, because it'll be less stress on the body rather than going to the gym and lifting and complicating things. So yeah, it's really important that if you have limited equipment, if you can't go to the gym, is just use your body weight. Totally important. What's the best cardio for fat loss? Look, you can't prioritize cardio for fat loss. Okay, you got to prioritize weight training for fat loss. I think steady state cardio, low intensity steady state lifts, is much more beneficial for weight loss than high intensity stuff. High intensity definitely has its effect, but I would do, if I had to do 7 days a week training, I would do 2 days high intensity and the rest low intensity. That's what I would do. And walking is underrated when it comes to one of the best cardios for fat loss, because it's low impact and burns fat over time. We burn more fat by sleeping and being sedentary than we do actually pushing ourselves hardcore at a high intensity interval training class. So walking is probably the GOAT when it comes to cardio for fat loss, because we can all pretty much do it. Should I work out when I'm sore? Yes, because it depends. Well, let's define what sore means first. If you're injured, no, okay, different story. But sore can be just your muscles recovering from a heavy session, rebuilding themselves, which is called DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness. So there is no reason why you can't, still work out. For example, when I was doing ultra marathons, the next day was a 10K run walk to move the body. Okay. I was fucking sore, but I still moved and I felt much better afterwards by moving my muscles. So you definitely can work out if you're sore, but I would do lighter activities like yoga or some form of mobility work, or go. The beaches is great for that. Going to the pool and just walking in the pool or a light swim. Obviously, being in water, you don't have to use your body weight because it holds most of it. Foam rollers are really, really good to help aid in recovery, but listen to your body. Like I said, if it's a sharp pain or it's injury, don't train. But if it's just muscle soreness from lifting heavy, there's no reason why you can't go back to the gym. How do I stay consistent with workouts? I think number one, first and foremost, is you have to do things that you enjoy doing, or you won't consistently go back to the gym. So find a workout that you really, really like and do that. Second one is set realistic, achievable goals for each week, and then have bigger ones for the end of your training session so you can hit those. Schedule your workouts in like in a doctor's appointment. Okay, they're a non-negotiable in my life. They should be in your life as well. But focus on progress, not perfection. I think that's the best way to answer that question. What's the best way to improve grip strength? Okay, not using lifting straps if you can avoid it definitely helps with grip strength. Dead hangs help with grip strength. Farmers carries, anything where you have to hold the weight for a longer period of time, definitely helps. Grip strengtheners, squeezes, things like that. Doing wrist curls or bar curls with your wrist is definitely going to help with your grip strength. But anything that you can do while using a bar or dumbbells helps with your grip strength. So definitely would avoid using lifting straps if you want to increase your grip strength. But again, lifting straps are there for a reason, so we can lift heavier later on. How do I know if I'm pushing too hard in my workouts? Persistent fatigue, poor sleep, lack of motivation are probably your first three warning signs. If your performance is declining in the gym despite your effort, it's time to scale back a little bit. Listen to your body. I mean, everybody says that, but nobody does it. Listen to your body. Pain isn't the same as progress, okay? Definitely not. Balance intensity with adequate rest and recovery, and you should be able to push a little bit harder all the time. Rest and recovery is vital. Rest. If you've got 4 days a week in the gym, the other 3, I would just be walking or doing some light sort of mobility work as my recovery sessions. How do I make progress without increasing weights? Good question, actually. Slow down your tempo. More time under tension increases difficulty. So when I say time under tension, slow reps, maybe the 3-1-3 method where you go 3 seconds down, 1 second hold, 3 seconds up. That definitely helps. Add extra reps or sets to challenge your endurance. Try single arm, or what they call it, or unilateral moves to focus on one side at a time can definitely increase your progress, and reduce your rest times. Okay, instead of waiting 3 minutes, do 60 seconds or 45 seconds to keep the intensity really, really high. What's the most effective way to train core strength? The most effective way is doing big compound lifts, because you are bracing your core to do those workouts. So people forget about that. People think, oh, I have to do abs at the end. Most of the time during your core workouts, you are using, your compound workouts, you are using your core to strengthen. So therefore, you're putting it under load, so it is working at the time. But ab work is definitely vital for your front. And then unilateral side bends and things like that for your sides and your back. We can't neglect those. Okay, stability and control over flashy ab exercises are much more important. So if we're unilateral stuff, we're definitely like balancing one leg, one arm, and we're using our core. So don't forget, you are building a better, stronger core by doing compound lifts at the same time. But chuck your hollow holds and your planks and things like that are staples for building a stronger core all over. What are the signs of overtraining? Chronic fatigue, irritability, trouble sleeping, consistent muscle soreness and frequent injuries, declining performance in the gym is another one. That to me is a sign that you need to take a deload week. So generally it will happen around about week 6 to 8. Take a deload week, get back into it and start again. You'll find a massive benefit. The other one is you're not eating enough fuel, so therefore you're not getting enough energy for your workouts. If you are into a fat loss phase or you're into a maintenance phase and you're building muscle, we need to have energy in our system to go to the gym. So it's vital that you have something in the system before you go. Lots of carbs are more beneficial than protein before the gym. How do I create a bedtime routine for better recovery? Okay, this is not easy because we're all different, and a lot of people look forward to bedtime because it's their wind down time. But it's scientifically proven that if you've got to avoid your screen time 1 to 2 hours because blue light disrupts your sleep, if you can do that, great. Create a relaxing window, they call it, whereas 1 to 2 hours before you go to bed, do some form of stretching or reading or something that's mindful and a little bit less strenuous on the eyes and the brain. A cool, dark and quiet bedroom is always helpful. I mean, that's not always the case. But mostly if you can go to bed at consistently the same time every day and wake up roughly around the same time every day, it'll keep your sleep routines intact. So, yeah, I think screen time is one of the biggest killers for most of us because let's face it, before you go to bed, you're on the toilet, you're on the screen, you're watching television or whatever it is to try and do some downtime. We've got to limit those if we can. How does sleep impact weight loss? Poor sleep increases hunger hormones, making you want to eat more. That's number one. Quality sleep improves recovery and energy for workouts, so your body and your muscles can rebuild quicker. Lack of sleep affects decision-making skills, hence why we go and have binges at nighttime because we're fucking tired and we're bored and we're going to eat high-calorie meals, high-calorie snacks at nighttime because that's what we do, chocolates and biscuits. Aim for 7 to 9 hours sleep if you can. That will definitely help you increase your weight loss goals. So it's easy to say, not easy to do, but 7 to 9 hours is kind of like the happy medium. What's the best way to manage stress for recovery? Everyone's different. I can't tell you what you can and can't do, but find the things that make you a little bit more mindful and a little bit more in touch with yourself. So mindful practices like breathing or yoga or meditation are really, really good. Like low intensive exercises are great. Walking is good for the head and the heart. Seeing your friends and family, like prioritizing your social connections is really, really beneficial to manage stress for recovery. Journaling is really, really good. I think that's important to note. But everyone's different. Some people play video games to manage stress. Some people, just go to the beach and listen to the surf. Find the thing that makes you happy and de-stresses and do that. That's what I would do. Seems like I'm freezing over there on TikTok. How long should I rest between workouts? Okay, for strength training, rest the same muscle group for about 48 hours, I think, would be great. So if you're doing leg day, I would do another leg day in 2 days. That's what I would kind of do, 2 to 3 days. Active recovery helps bridge those rest days with light movement. Listen to your body. Like I said before, if you're still fatigued or you're sore, stop, take more rest. And overtraining stalls progress. I can't say that enough. Rest is when growth happens. Rest is when growth happens. Okay. So it's really, really important to note that. How do I stay motivated when I'm not seeing results? Focus on non-scale victories. like improved energy, improved endurance. Your pants are falling down. You're getting a new belt. Your dresses are too big. They're non-scale victories, in my opinion. Okay, you can do 10,000 steps a day. They're more important than the overall massive goal. Okay, reassess them. If your goals aren't realistic and measurable, then you got to go back and set them to be realistic and measurable, so you're not aiming for something that you can't achieve. Progress photos are really, really important to track performance improvements. Just remember, slow progress is still progress. Messy progress is still progress. Consistency rules stay the course. What's the best way to set fitness goals? The old SMART: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. I think that's what that stands for. Have a big goal, but break it down into smaller milestones so you can keep being motivated and disciplined. Celebrate the small wins to maintain momentum. That's what we don't do enough of, people. We don't celebrate the small wins. The fact that I've lost half a kilo this week, the fact that I did, 8,000 steps instead of 2, which I normally do, the fact that I had 3 liters of water instead of 1, like they're small goals that need to be celebrated a lot more. But focus on process goals. 3 workouts a week, 10,000 steps a day, 1,800 calories a day, 180 grams of protein a day, right? They're process goals. We need to focus on them a lot more. How do I overcome gym anxiety? Tough one. Okay. Especially if you've had some bad experiences in the gym. Really, really tough to overcome it. But generally where you are scared is where growth is going to be. So actually getting to the gym, number one, is a great thing to do. Going at off-peak periods to avoid crowds is a good way to do it. Working out with somebody that you know, like, and trust, that'll help you either achieve the goals or get into the gym. Having a structured workout plan really, really helps because you're not confused or you're walking around like a headless chook. Remember that everyone starts somewhere. Most people in the gym, and I would say 98%, are looking in the mirror to focus on their form. They're not there to parade around. They're not there judging you. They're judging themselves. I judge myself. I'm the biggest judge of myself. I don't give a fuck about anybody else. I look in the mirror at the gym to make sure that I'm working the right muscle. I'm not there picking on anybody else. You would find that 98% of people that go to the gym would be welcome to talk to you or help you out or whatever way. So remembering that everybody started somewhere else. But doing something you enjoy doing will ease a lot of the overwhelm, okay? If there is a trauma behind all that, then we need to go and find someone that will help us with that trauma. That's really, really important. But if there's no trauma, it's just that I'm just a bit worried about what people are going to say, I'm a little bit bigger, then yeah, like doing things that you like doing with somebody that you know during times where there's not enough people there can definitely ease the overwhelm of getting into the gym. How do I turn fitness into a lifelong habit? I'll say one thing and I'll say it loud. Make it a non-negotiable. Fitness is one of the best mental health dealers or psychologists out there. I love my bike. I love CrossFit. I love weight training because it makes me feel really, really good. I'm in control of most of the outcome. But the good part about lifting weights or doing something that's really, really hard is you can either do it or you can't. And if you can't, you got to get better at it so you can. It's really, really like raw and awesome. Okay, so you got to make it a non-negotiable. Then I'll go back again. Do stuff that you enjoy doing. If you find something you like, you will keep doing it. Small, achievable goals will keep you motivated. Building it into your routine with your family is really important. Saying to your kids or your partner, hey, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday is dad's gym day or mum's gym day or whatever it is, gym day. I need to have that time to myself. Talking to your partner if you have one and saying, if you have kids, honey, you can go in the morning, I'll go in the evening. There's a sacrifice you have to do, but you have to make it a non-negotiable, okay? For progress, not perfection. You got to show up. All right, last but not least, how do I stay consistent when life gets chaotic? Keep your workouts short and simple. I would much rather you do 3 full body days in the gym than 6 body part splits and never turn up for 3 or 4 of them. I would rather you do 3. So make them short, simple, and achievable to do. Plan your workouts and your meals ahead to maximize your decision making on the day. So you're not going to go snacking. Okay. Focus on the basics, move daily, eat well, sleep well, drink enough water, be mindful, keep it as a non-negotiable, but also, and I'll say this and I'll say it loud, be flexible and kind to yourself. Shit happens, just adjust, but don't quit. Okay. Shit happens in life, just adjust. Don't quit. Oh shit, I couldn't go to the gym today because work was so hectic and blah, blah, blah. I had to work overtime. Go tomorrow. Just make it a non-negotiable. Cool. All right. Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate it, guys. There's a couple of questions that I didn't get to on socials that I will. I apologize, but I'm just running out of time. I want to cap it at 30 minutes so I can make sure everyone gets on with their day. But thanks for joining us, guys. I appreciate it. If you do have a question that I didn't answer, you want to pop it in the DMs, be more than happy to answer it. I might even do a live video or something tomorrow and answer it directly, or I'll send you a message and let you know. But apart from that, have a great Tuesday and enjoy the rest of the week.